how do you not regret your decision or decisions, even when the outcome doesn't turn out the way that you want it to be? Like, he wants to take risk, he wants to grow, and she values safety, and that's such a clash when they come together to make decisions.
Yeah. Do I have enough data? Does it fit my long-term goal? Even if I make a wrong decision, if I based it on my values and my long-term vision, then I think, I trust that God will bring us back or put us in the right path.
Hey guys, it's Rahul and Van here at the Pillay Place podcast. We're glad to have you here today. We're going to actually be talking about successful decision making. And what this means is, how do you not regret your decision or decisions, even when the outcome doesn't turn out the way that you want it to be?
Well, the hope is that the outcome does turn out the way you want it to be, right? But it doesn't always work out that way, is your point.
Yeah, it doesn't always. And I think, I actually think about a couple that I know, and they have a, conflict that are really hard. And when it comes down to it, I think it's when, well, here's the situation. Like, the husband really value risk-taking, success, achievement. So a lot of their financial conflict is based on him valuing risk-taking. And he wants to take risk. He wants to grow. And she values safety, security, predictability.
Yeah.
And that's such a clash when they come together to make decisions.
Yeah.
So we've made a lot of decisions.
Yeah, I think just on that note, what we typically focus on is unity. No matter, even if, majority of the time I'm the one that's taking the risk, right? I guess you take a lot of risks too.
I mean, if it's the same bank account.
Yeah, that's true. But what we, I don't care how much I know, I think I have heard, right, the Lord tell me to do something, or how much I am very confident about some sort of a decision. I don't move forward unless you are with me, right? Even if you say something like, I'm not sure, I just leave it alone, give you time to process it, and then come back to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you make decisions? What are some of the things that you think we do when it comes to making decisions?
Well, I think we're slightly different, right? So I do three things. So the three things that I would always kind of lean on is, one is, do I have enough data? I'm always looking for evidence that I'm supposed to make this decision, right? For example, recently what was the big decision we made recently? Remind me of something that we did recently that was big. We bought a car, right? And I look at the practicality of it, right? Can we really afford it? Can the budget work? And if it can't, I actually check to make sure that this is not a faith move before I actually make that decision. But data and information is really important to me.
What do you mean by faith move?
That's a good question. So what I mean by faith move is sometimes, there was an episode where we talked about how we moved from California to Colorado. I did not have all the numbers and all the, I did not know how we were going to afford our two mortgages at the time.
Yeah.
Right. So that was a faith move for me. I didn't have all the data, but I had some. So back to the point is, when I make decisions, I do lean on, do I have enough data or not? The second thing that I look at, and I just want to make my 3 points really quickly, is does it fit my long-term goal? It could be extremely shiny. I don't know if you remember, but 2 years ago, there was this opportunity where I could take this job. It was an executive job, and I was excited about it, but it did not fit the long-term goal. And we chose not to pursue that. And the third thing that I think you keep us grounded in is does it align with our values? Right. So, what, I guess that's, do you have anything to say about the second one? Like, does it fit with my long-term goals?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward, but the value one I think is important.
Yeah.
When I see couples, the most important thing that people think is important is communication. And I actually think the most important thing is if they carry the same value
Yeah.
or their core values. I think we have a lot of value, a lot of things that we value, but are the core values the same or similar?
Can you give me an example of a value? Like, what is a value that our family holds?
Truth.
Okay. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A truth is a big one for us. Like
Yeah.
that no matter how difficult, how hard, and or how challenging things are, we seek the truth
Right.
in the situation.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, going back to the value of this couple that I know is like he really he sees the importance in taking risk,
Yeah.
in investing his dollars into like his risk tolerance is higher.
Right.
On the other hand, she really values security and safety, predictability.
Right.
So her risk tolerance is lower.
Yeah.
And that's a clash. So it's more challenging for them to make decisions that are like unified.
Well, just one point. I think it can be actually a huge benefit or plus to the family if they did unite. Because think about it, if they are taking calculated risks, right, and they're safe where they need to be, but at the same time they're actually riskier in the areas that they need to be, I think that they can be very successful, right? I mean, as an investment manager, the most important thing that we always look at is where can we be aggressive and where should we not be so aggressive or be safe and secure.
Yeah.
Right? What can we undo if there's a mistake or something? And I think those are really important traits that honestly God gave us. Like it's innate in us. It's the fact that she wants to be secure is a trait that God gave us, right? Like I would want us to be secure to make sure that we always have enough food on the table for my kids.
Our kids.
Our kids. Yeah.
Well, that brings me to the next point is when we make any decision, important decision, little decision, we talk about the risk, like the basically a cost benefit analysis, the advantages and disadvantages. What are we going to lose? What are the costs?
Right.
And what are the benefits? What are the sacrifice? If I remember when you decided to go to Bible college. I was pregnant with our second. Soon after, I was pregnant with our third. But we made that decision to have you complete the 3 years.
Yeah.
And I knew that the sacrifice was has to be taken. It wasn't surprising that you left every night for school.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a shocker that I'm by myself
Right.
with the kids.
Yeah.
It was, we talked about that. I knew the cost, I knew the sacrifice,
Right.
but I also knew what this is going to, what we're going to gain from this. And is it worth it? I think at the end, with any decision, you're asking yourself, is it worth the risk?
Yeah.
Is it worth the sacrifice?
Right.
And is the gain helpful? Is the gain of it serving our long-term goal?
Yeah. Yeah, and you have a role to play, right? Like in decision making, like in that example that you said, right? As a family, when a family makes a decision, right? Typically, a lot of big decisions will have some sort of a sacrifice, right? When you decide to follow Jesus, the sacrifice is the old lifestyle, right? That's a big sacrifice sometimes for people because they can't let go of whatever they're holding on to. But we also have a role to play because I remember one of the things while I was going to Bible college was I just had this strong sense of when I'm going to be home, right? Even though I had still work, I was working part time. When I'm going to be home or when it's family time, I'm going to spend time with my family. And I tried my best to do that. You know, it doesn't always work out the way you thought it would.
Yeah.
But I tried, you know, and it wasn't always easy, right? We had really young kids at the time.
Well, you were very intentional. Like
Exactly.
you knew that you leaving every night means like you're sacrificing the time with them.
Right.
And you're making that up by being very intentional with the time that you have with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think how we make our decisions determines a lot on what we value, like what is important. And for me, when I think about decision, like you were talking about, how does it benefit your long-term goal? I see it as every decision that I make, like either for myself or with you, is does it have a purpose? Does
Yeah.
it serve a purpose? Does it serve? It's intentional. It's not just, oh, we feel like it, or it looks good, it sounds good.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it very intentional. What is it serving exactly?
Yeah, you know, so we made 3 points, right? Like the one is, I talked about data and information. That's easy to get.
Can I add one more?
Yeah,
Is we probably need to identify the problem before making the decision. That should probably be the first one. So identifying the problem,
yeah,
and then does it fulfill a purpose? Does it serve your long-term goal? What is is it worth the risk? Do like a cost benefit analysis, disadvantages and advantages of this decision, and then does it align with your value?
yeah.
Your family value, couple value.
Yeah, well, we'll elaborate on the values first, but I want to go back to goals, right? You said, does it fit your long-term goals? Like how do we know what our goals are? How did you? We have family goals. We also have individual goals, right? How do we know what they are? I'll answer the question. For me,
For me, it's a very straightforward question, and I don't want to sound like it's an obvious answer, but go ahead.
For me, well, you could have a lot of goals, right? And a lot of
Sure.
people tend to go to material or wealth or whatever, and that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I think that it always, for me, the true north is the desires. The true north, I think, for our family as well, is the desire that you can't shake off, right? Like the desire for us to leave something behind for our kids is so overwhelming that we've started to make decisions just purely based on that,
Yeah.
right? Like we're buying a play set, and we're literally thinking about,
Generations.
yeah, like can our great grandkids play on this play set, right?
Yeah.
So it's very centered around that one long-term goal.
Yeah. Well, that's because we value family.
Yeah,
That's one of the things. I mean, we have a lot of values, but we probably have about 6 to 7 core value that we kind of make our decisions around, you know? So when you decided to go Bible college, truth is one of them,
yep,
right? And if we were to dissect that decision, it's like we value truth, we value family,
right,
because we want to give our family the truth.
right,
What else? I think one of the things we care about, like wisdom,
yep. Honesty and integrity, right?
honesty, integrity.
Yeah,
We care about unity.
right.
Yeah, like those are some of the things that we really value, that we try to even incorporate that in our everyday decision,
Right.
difficult decisions, or even in parenting.
Yeah,
And when we come to make decisions about business, it's around the same thing. Is it revealing truth?
yeah,
Is it some family focus?
right.
Is it leaving a legacy?
Yeah.
Is it so I think do you have anything else to say?
No.
I think for, for the people that are listening and having a hard time making decisions or feeling comfortable about making decisions, because I think sometimes the fear of making a mistake or the fear of regretting a decision is very common. But if you were to just check in with yourself or with your partner, what are some of the values that you guys hold as a couple or even as individual? Compare them, see if there are any differences or similarities or there are any clashes. And that can spark up a discussion that can really benefit on how you guys make decisions in the future together.
Yeah, no, well said. I think one of the things that I would say is if you follow the I don't want to call it a template. This is not a template. This is something that we just came upon as we were, living life. But I think that if you really look at the two big ones that for me is does it fit your long-term vision, your long-term goal? And does it align with your values? I think that even if I make a wrong decision, right? Like I don't know if the decision's going to be right.
Because every decision there are risks.
There are risks, exactly. But even if I made a mistake, let's just say, I'm completely okay making the mistake because if I based it on my values and my long-term vision, then I think, like I trust that God will bring us back or put us in the right path.
Yeah.
There's this story or analogy that one of our Bible college teachers taught us, which is very helpful. Honestly, it's like the GPS system. If you take the wrong turn, the GPS will reroute you to the right direction. God has the ability to rewrite you in the right direction if you're using this long-term vision and long-term goal thing and values. And I'll cap off with this. The reason why those things work is because those things were innately put in us by Him, right? The fact that one of the couples values risk-taking and the other one values safety and security is something God put inside of them. So if they worked in unity to follow that guideline as their values, I think that they would actually come out more successful, than many other people because they're using something that God put inside of them.
Yeah.
Which is very biblical. He told Abraham that I'm going to give you this promise that I've already put inside of you, and we'll talk about that in the next podcast. So I feel like we've been a little all over, but let me try to structure this so that we can cap it off properly. So one is in decision making, one of the things that I do is I always look at, especially because everything costs money in this world today. So I always go back to the budget and make sure that we have enough data to support this decision. Okay. The second piece that both of us talked about is, does it fit your long-term vision, your purpose, and you do a cost-benefit analysis so that you can step into it. I think this is what you were saying. You can step into it knowing what the sacrifice is.
Yeah, you know exactly how much it's going to cost.
Right.
And the sacrifice, because
Count the cost. Yeah. I love that. So you're not blinded.
No,
and
I actually expect it and know that I am going to get charged from my time. I am going to get charged
Yes.
for, the time that I could be working out right now. And so,
Sure.
I get that it wasn't a shocker for me.
Yeah. And the third one, which is my favorite, is does it align with your values, right? Because that
And everyone's values are different, right?
Yeah.
There's a fly. They're all different. I think that's what makes it so unique. But if you make your decisions out of your value, even if it's like you said, even if it's the wrong decision, or even if it doesn't turn out the way you expected, at least you're true to yourself. You're true to your value.
Yeah. Yeah, and it does mean that you may have to sit down as a couple and actually write your values down.
That's actually what I wanted to.
We've done that.
We've done that.
Yeah.
every so often,
Every
right?
so often we'll be
And
having
I
a
think your
date.
values change too. I think
Sure.
some core values maybe don't change, but throughout certain seasons of life,
Yeah.
it does change.
Yeah.
We have young children
Yeah.
right now, and so it's based around them,
Yeah.
right?
Hopefully
But
when we turn 70, we're not taking as many risks,
yes.
right? Like that,
Yeah.
that's the point here. Yeah.
And so I would, to sum it up, for those that are listening, I would encourage you guys to, either sit down and talk about your values, identify them. I can even provide a list of core values that are very common, and you can, check that out below.
Yeah. We'll
And
add it to the podcast.
yeah, we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what we did was we went on a date, and I gave him a piece of paper. I have mine. We have this list of values, and we just circled our top 6.
The one that resonates with us the
Yeah,
most. Yeah.
and try not to overthink it. And then we looked at it, compare it, and it gave me an understanding of, okay, that's where he's coming from because it's important to him. And then this part is important to me, and he sees that.
Yeah.
And we can kind of navigate that together. Okay? If you're enjoying the podcast so far, please subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.